Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome to day 28. I had to change things up a little bit. I am on my iPad for this evening because my computer, for the moment, is down for the count. Be good probably tomorrow. So different angle on the office. Different. I'm trying to microphone into the iPad, so we'll see how that goes. But I find as I get close to the end of this 30 days and talking each day that when I first started this project, um, I'm a person that likes to communicate, likes to tell stories, and I thought, oh, this is going to be really easy, right? Got lots of stories, got lots of ideas, and here we're coming at the end of day 28, and I was talking to my wife, and I was like, okay, what am I going to post? What am I going to say? And I think that's kind of the point too. Is uh, I love teaching. I love talking about these things. And I think the hardest thing for me to figure out over these last oh, years is to focus in on some specific thing or niche. And I'm not really a niche guy. I think I'm reading a book right now. It says, "What if you wanted to do everything?" And she calls. I'll bring that book up because I like it. It's called The Multi Potentialite. But I'll feature that book. I'm going to finish up reading it. Um, but that's the thing is like trying to there's a struggle there, and I think when we look at some of these content creators, oftentimes they have teams behind them, or they have a specific topic that they're talking about, like food or something like that. And so for me, I think this next couple days and then afterwards is really going to kind of review back on what I talked about and see what I can do to help people. I do realize I've been keeping my blog and I've been doing this, and I enjoy this more than I do my blog. I like writing, but um, I like video, so I want to get better at it and understand how it works. And one of the things, if you go to my channel, you'll see that across the top of the border is a compass. And it was interesting because as I was struggling to find my path, a lot of people came to me looking for help for theirs. And one of the things is I love compasses. I love the ideas, right? Because it's a small, simple tool that can help us to find our way, right? And when I was in the military, we had to learn something like land nav, and we didn't have GPS and all that good stuff. You had a map and you had a compass, and even if you didn't, a map was good, but if you had some idea of where you could take certain measurements with your compass, even in relation to the sun or whatever, and plot a direction, you could often find yourselves out of a mess. And so for me, I think it's a very strong part of what I believe in. I know we struggle with finding kind of directions and where we're going to go. And I think we make a pretty good complicated mess of it because honestly, we see it as an important part, right, of our life because, well, especially when you're young, you have a large amount of time in front of you, right? And you want to make this life count. You want to do fun things, you want to do all that, but you also want to make it count. And I think as we get older, we're navigating a different path, right? We still want to know what our second act is. Things change a little bit in our priorities. And so I think even then we still need some direction. And so I think that may be kind of the way I go because I find a lot of joy in helping people find their direction, whether that's, the 18, 19-year-old coming fresh out of high school trying to figure out where they're going, or the, 50-plus-year-old that says, hey, I'm finishing up my work and I want to go on to something else, or what's my legacy. Even you have executives that go, hey, I've spent a lot of time in this, but now I want to shift my focus. So these are all things about finding direction. And I'm pretty good at asking questions and helping folks there. I think a friend of mine posted up on LinkedIn and he said, if you're looking for somebody to coddle you or to be that traditional, like fluffy life coach, I'm not it. But I will challenge with some hard questions and have really good conversations and see, if we can get you on the right path. So I think for me, at the end of this 30 days, intermixed with something I need to do personally, but I'm going to put out there as far as the transformation goes, I'm going to focus in on helping people find their direction. So, but hopefully this video wasn't too bad since it's shot on my iPad. And we will talk to you on day 29. Have a great night.